It was just another ordinary afternoon when everything changed. The city streets hummed with their usual rhythm, people rushing about their business, the distant sounds of traffic, the occasional laughter from sidewalk cafes. Then the shouting started. A group of young men had cornered an elderly veteran, their leader's voice dripping with menace as he threatened the shaking old man. Dozens of people stopped to watch, their phones emerging to capture the scene, but no one moved to help. That's when she came running. Emily, still in her hospital scrubs from her ER shift, didn't hesitate. She dropped her grocery bags mid-stride and placed herself between the thugs and their target. "Back off," she demanded, her voice strong despite her small frame. The would-be attackers laughed at first, calling her names, telling her this wasn't her fight. But Emily stood firm. "This man served our country," she said, squaring her shoulders. "You want to hurt him? You go through me first." The knife came so fast, no one saw it coming. One moment Emily was standing tall, the next she was gasping, her hand flying to her side where red bloomed across her blue scrubs. As she collapsed, the veteran, a retired Marine named Frank Delaney, caught her, his own hands shaking as he screamed for help. Emily's last conscious thought was for the man she'd protected. Don't let them get away. News of the attack spread like wildfire. Security camera footage showed Emily's incredible bravery in stark detail, frame by heartbreaking frame. By nightfall, #HeroNurse was trending worldwide. Strangers shared Emily's photo, her story, her selfless act. Sergeant Delaney, it turned out, had survived combat overseas, only to face violence on his own streets. The irony wasn't lost on anyone, least of all the thousands of veterans who organized vigils outside Emily's hospital. Then came the moment no one expected. Just 24 hours after the attack, against all medical predictions, Emily woke up. Her first groggy words, Is Frank okay?" Her doctors called it a miracle. The nation called it justice when the attackers were caught within 2 days. Their faces plastered across every news channel. But the real surprise came from the White House. A presidential invitation arrived for Emily, requesting her presence as soon as she could travel. 1 week later, still pale but determined, Emily walked into the East Room on Sergeant Delaney's arm. The president's voice cracked as he awarded her the nation's highest civilian honor. "This is for showing us what real courage looks like," he said, pinning the medal to her dress. Emily's response brought the room to tears. "I'm no hero. I just did what I hoped someone would do for my dad." Beside her, Sergeant Delaney stood at attention in his dress blues, tears streaming down his battle-worn face. Back home, murals of Emily's face appeared overnight. "Our angel in scrubs," one read. When she finally returned to work, her hospital threw a surprise celebration. A little boy handed her a crayon drawing of a superhero in nurse's scrubs. And every Sunday without fail, Sergeant Delaney showed up at her door, sometimes with flowers, sometimes just to share coffee and stories. Their extraordinary bond, born in that terrible moment on the street, became a beacon of hope. It proved that heroes don't always wear capes or uniforms. Sometimes they wear scrubs and running shoes. Sometimes they're ordinary people who do extraordinary things without thinking twice. And sometimes their courage changes everything. If this story of courage and sacrifice moved you, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more incredible real-life heroes. Let's spread more positivity in the world, one inspiring story at a time. Drop a comment below and tell us, what would you have done in Emily's situation? And if you know someone who deserves recognition for their bravery, tag them in the comments. Stay tuned for our next video, where we uncover another ordinary person who did something extraordinary. Until then, be kind, be brave, and never underestimate the power of standing up for what's right.